appears that Elon Musk's non-agency agency, who he swears he doesn't actually have anything to do with, I'm not actually leading this agency, DOGE, has actually targeted Social Security. Now a former commissioner is warning that this could possibly lead to benefits being interrupted for the 70 plus million people who rely on them. So what's going on here? Well, Musk is claiming that Social Security, like the rest of the government, is so riddled with fraud and erroneous payments, including, did you know that they were paying 150-year-olds? No, they're not. That's not actually happening. Now, on Monday, the Doge efforts had come to a head, and unfortunately, the former acting commissioner, Michelle King, ended up losing that fight. King, who has held the position of acting commissioner since January and had worked for the government agency for more than 30 years, had stepped down following a dispute about Doge staffers' potentially unlawful access to private taxpayer information. Why do they keep trying to access our private taxpayer information? Hmm? Really like to know that. The non-government, non-auditors, they wanted access to claimants' medical records, detailed work histories, and detailed family information. That's the kind of stuff that I don't really want big balls to have access to. Okay? Why is that guy? Why is his army of 20-year-old blunderkins trying to get everybody's personal information? They're not auditors. Okay? But the reason that they're doing this, to trying to get this information, is, well, we're trying to claim, we're trying to prove fraud, right? We're trying to prove fraud so that, Elon Musk can shut this whole thing down. Look, on February 11th, Musk wrote on X that he is, quote, 100% certain that the magnitude of fraud in federal entitlements, Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid, etc., exceeds the combined sum of every private scam you've ever heard by far. Really? According to the agency's own Office of the Inspector General, improper payments made by the SSA actually equaled about less than 1% of all total benefits paid. And most of them were made in error, not as a result of fraud. Okay, so let's be honest about that. Okay, again, since it is a federal government program that constantly gets scrutinized, yeah, they're trying to, they have been trying for years to crack down on any fraud or improper payments. Okay, and now here's the thing: when it comes to, for example, disability, right? I know there's all the these claims. Disability is so easy to get. Oh, my back hurts, and you get disability. Not at all true whatsoever. It's very, very difficult to get on Social Security. Difficult, time consuming for people who are disabled. Okay. In fact, the reason that it is so difficult is that it's there to try to disincentivize you from actually being able to collect. Okay. Because they put you through so many goddamn hoops. All right. Uh, Seriously, though. Now, that said, what about the improper payments then? Well, it turns out a lot of improper payments are due to people who are both working and on Social Security, because Social Security has a program that allows people to do part-time work. Okay. Now, sometimes though, when that happens, because Social Security is incredibly strict when it comes to how much money you can make, it's not about how many hours you put in. No, their determination is you cannot make more than a certain amount of money, and that changes every year. You can't make more than that. If you make one penny over, then you are, considered to be doing substantial gainful activity, and therefore are not considered disabled. And any payments that are made to you after that point are improper. That's what happens. Okay, and so again, there's only so much money you can make. Okay. Now, obviously, for somebody who is disabled but still wants to work and contribute, there's plenty of those people, but they can't handle full-time work, or they need special accommodation that is not really easy or good for employers to be able to do, because it's very, very difficult for people who are disabled to even get work, to be able to work. And a lot of people ended up getting, low paying positions, right? Having to take jobs at, or part-time jobs or low paying jobs. Now that does allow them to work, make a little bit of money on the side, and collect benefits. And look, the reason that a lot of them choose to do that is because, again, they want to feel useful. And secondly, how much they get from Social Security disability is not very much. It's an average of about $1,400 a month. So it pretty much is poverty wages here. Okay. And again, there are very rigorous standards in place for a person to prove that they are disabled enough to get Social Security. Now, again, where the improper payments happen, they might actually make too much in 1 month. Okay. Accidentally, maybe they get too many hours or if they have to stay over or something, right? And boom, suddenly improper payments. And they might not even realize that they have done it. That is not fraud. That is an error. Even so, when that happens, beneficiaries are forced to pay back that money, even if they are still proven to be disabled. Okay? So again, there are systems in place. That's exactly, literally how it works. Okay? And you can look it up. You can fact check me, all right? In fact, I encourage it. But let's get to Martin O'Malley, all right? The Social Security Commissioner under the Biden administration, who said this, quote, "At this rate, they," meaning DOGE, "will break it, and they will break it fast. And there will be an interruption of benefits." Wow. So, what do you mean break it? How are they going to break it? Well, they've already started, all right? You had that former Commissioner King that left, and then they put a new commissioner. This is Acting Commissioner Leland Dudick, right? Who was basically a manager previously in charge of Social Security's anti-fraud office. You would think, oh, good, he can root out the fraud, right? I don't know about that. Okay, maybe, but he's running the entire agency, which he might not have the qualifications to be able to do. Dudek will head up the SSA until Frank Bisignano, Trump's nominee, is confirmed by the Senate. So why do I have questions about his capabilities, right? Well, it's because he was picked over others who had more experience. In fact, here's what O'Malley said. "It's a shame that the chilling effect that it has to disregard 120 senior executive service people to pick an acting commissioner that is not in the senior executive service sends a message that professional people should leave that beleaguered public agency." So they're not really picking on, merit. Okay. From what I can see right now, they're just picking the people that would go along with Donald Trump's, purges and his policy, which again is to back up Elon Musk and everything he says. And Musk is on this, the entire government's corrupt. We need to shut this down, delete this agency, get rid of that, fire these people, et cetera, et cetera. It is the mass privatization of our government. He is dismantling it, taking it apart, and then going to try to sell off the pieces. Okay? Not good. Not good at all. Now, Musk, of course, disputes that. He claims, no, we're just auditing. That's it. We're just trying to find the fraud. Really, where are the auditors? Is any of your team experienced auditors? No, they're not. In fact, look, the stuff that's come out has been grossly misinterpreted, right? To try to show the appearance of fraud. Let's take a spreadsheets, for example, right? That claim that more than 10 million people collecting benefits are listed as being above the age of 100. Oh my God, you got 10 million people who claim to be over 100. Even there's a guy that's 360 to 369 years of age. This is obvious fraud. He said, quote, "Maybe Twilight is real, and there are a lot of vampires collecting Social Security." Look, the only vampire here is Elon Musk, all right, with his, massive amounts of government contracts. All right, sucking the taxpayer dry. But anyway, no, the figures added up to be considerably more than the number of beneficiaries paid by the Social Security Administration every month. So his little spreadsheet was like showing more people collecting benefits than the reality, right? than the agency is actually paying out, which is around 73 million as of January this year. It's also higher than the total U.S. population, which was around 341 million at the time of the last census. No, there's not that much fraud. Okay, less than 1%. All right, and by the way, as I already mentioned, it's not even fraud. It's just improper payments, most of them by mistake. So, no, not even 1% fraud. Now, the U.S., by the way, getting back to his fuzzy math, okay, we have roughly 100,000 centenarians, according to the Pew Research Center, none of which have exceeded the age of 114. Okay, so no, we're not just paying 10 million people over the age of 100 dead people. That's not happening. His math ain't mathin'. Okay, and that's either because he doesn't know what he's doing, or the other possibility is that he knows exactly what he's doing and is using allegations of fraud as a preface to try to rob Social Security and to steal our personal data. And that is a problem, okay? Now, the information, according to Nancy Altman, president of Social Security Works, says the information collected and securely held by the SSA is highly sensitive. They have data on everyone who has a Social Security number, which is virtually all Americans, everyone who has Medicare, and every low-income American who has applied for Social Security's mean-tested companion program, supplemental security income. Yeah, and so that's the kind of stuff that he has access to, that he should not. Nobody asked him to have that data, okay? Because he ain't auditing, because he's not an auditor, and neither of his is any of his team, okay? It really, really concerns me that he has all that personal data, and it also concerns me that so many Republicans have their heads so far shoved up Musk's ass that they're totally okay with this, right? With this unelected billionaire coming in and doing God knows what with our data while lying, openly lying about one of the most successful and helpful and, functional and just one of the best social programs that the United States has ever had. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you become a member on our YouTube page, you become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.